Talofa lava, this is Pacific Waves from RNZ Pacific. I'm Susana Suisuiki. Coming up, after months of political turmoil, it's now polling day in Samoa. Also,
the prices have really gone up. Before we used to buy kava $55, $60 kg, but now we are buying at $120 kilo.
Fiji's dealing with a kava shortage and
the costs of RNZ participation for employers are a significant constraint.
demand for seasonal workers is slowing down. While pre-polling across Samoa has closed, more than 500 police officers are gearing up to support election officials at the ballots this Friday. Election officials are hoping for a smooth operation come election day. I spoke with our Samoa correspondent, Ngalu Malemana Tipi Otangavaia. It began by asking him what the turnout was like for pre-polling day.
The turn-up for the pre-polling, I think it was really good in the pre-polling yesterday because I was one of the voter in yesterday's pre-polling because I'm working tomorrow, and that's the reason why I applied to be one of the first one to cast the votes. The turnout was really good in the Faleata electoral constituency polling booth at the Congregational Christian Church of Samoa at Waiteleuta. But according to the electoral commissioner, 5,053 applied for pre-polling, but only 1,000, a bit more, were eligible to vote in the pre-polling. According to the electoral commissioner, most of the other applicants, they are not eligible to vote in the pre-polling.
Were there any reasons as to why they weren't eligible? Was it
because the pre-polling in Samoa, the reason behind it was for those who work in essential services on the day of the general election, and also for the elderly who cannot stand in the long queues on the election day, and those who are traveling on the week of the election and unable to vote on the election day, and those are the only criteria for those who applied for pre-polling.
And how are preparations for tomorrow's big day coming along? I heard that there's 430 polling booths across the country.
Yes, 430 polling booths for tomorrow's general election, and from yesterday up until today, Thursday in Samoa, most of the electoral officers have traveled to Samoa and the constituencies away from the main, the capital of Apia, and they are going to work there from tomorrow morning until the closing of the polling booths at 4 p.m. Samoa time.
And what's the mood been like during election week? It seems like everything's been running smoothly.
It is. Everything is running smoothly. I think it's good to have a public holiday today before the day of the election, so everyone get prepared themselves, have a good rest, and keep themselves cool. Keep themselves cool and waiting for the day of the election.
That's good. So no signs of violence or scuffles?
No. Starting from midnight tonight, there will be a ban on alcohol. That's from midnight tonight up until the whole of Friday. No alcohol, and the sale of alcohol is prohibited. And alcohol will only be permitted to be on sale 6 a.m. Saturday morning.
And what's the public reaction been like towards the alcohol ban?
Well, it's not new. Alcohol always being banned on election day, starting from midnight before the election day. So I think everyone is understand about the ban of alcohol on the election.
Thanks for that, Tipi. Can you provide the latest update on the dengue fever outbreak in Samoa, please?
Well, as you see, the latest figures from the Ministry of Health, nearly 11,000 confirmed cases as of January this year. And also, they recorded a 14% decrease in the number of new cases. So I think it's a good sign now before the all schools in the country will go back to their normal schedule from Monday next week.
That's good to hear. And in terms of fatality or deaths, have there been any other deaths from dengue lately, or is it still at 6 cases?
We're still at 6 cases as of the last couple of weeks. And on the latest figures, we see that only 55 confirmed cases are still admitted in hospital, but no serious one in the ICU. So it's a good update from the Ministry of Health.
There's been speculation that dengue fever test kits have run out. Has the Health Ministry confirmed this?
Yeah, I think I saw that report about a week ago or several days ago. But we had the press conference with the committee, the National Emergency Committee of the NEOC last week, and we've been told by the acting director of health they've got some assistance from New Zealand providing those kits to help out with the run out of those dengue kits.
New information shows Canadian mining group, the Metals Company, or TMC, is a step closer to deep-sea mining in international waters under controversial US laws. Two Pacific nations, Nauru and Tonga, are involved as the company's partners, even though the US process sits outside international laws. The developments are revealed in TMC's documents and announcements released this month. Te Wila Fotai reports.
Nauru and Tonga's respective relationships with the Metals Company go back more than a decade. Under international law, both nations have special rights to a deep-sea mining area in the Pacific Ocean, known as the Clarion-Clipperton Zone. Until this year, their respective arrangements with the Metals Company were being pursued through the International Seabed Authority, which the UN recognises as the world's deep-sea mining regulator. But these arrangements have changed in recent months after an executive order from US President Donald Trump directed more US involvement in the deep-sea mining industry, as addressed in this US congressional hearing.
President Trump issued an executive order intended to invigorate American seabed mining dominance by accelerating the process for reviewing and approving permits for exploration and extraction under long-standing US law.
The order has positioned the US alongside the International Seabed Authority as a deep-sea mining regulator in international waters. It's been criticised by the Seabed Authority as well as a number of countries, NGOs and legal experts who say it undermines international laws. The Metals Company has leaned into it, frustrated with the Seabed Authority's lack of progress in developing commercial mining rules, which has meant to date no commercial mining has occurred in the Clarion-Clipperton Zone. Company documents now confirm it is seeking a commercial mining permit through the US for part of Nauru's block in the zone. The Metals Company declined an interview with RNZ Pacific, but its August documents say it could start commercial production for this area in 2027. Joey Toh, from the Pacific Network on Globalization, or PANG, is urging caution, saying deep-sea mining is a huge unknown.
There is more need for deep-sea science and research, but one that is done independently that benefits the common good of all humankind, and not one that is driven by industry.
The Metals Company has now applied through the US for exploration permits for the same Nauru and Tonga blocks in the Clarion-Clipperton Zone, which it already has existing exploration contracts for under the ISA. The company says both countries will get financial benefits should mining occur. It's also committed to social and community initiatives. Joey Toh remains unconvinced and wants a moratorium.
This agenda being pushed, I think it is the recolonizing of our region over and over. This time we're made to think that we're in the driver's seat.
Drew Harvey from the Civil Society Forum of Tonga says most Tongans disagree with the country's involvement in deep-sea mining. He's deeply disappointed with his government's partnership with the Metals Company.
From our perspective, I think that we need to respect the view of the people, and we need to be accountable to the people.
The Tonga and Nauru governments did not respond to requests for comment. The International Seabed Authority also declined to speak. The US agency in charge of deep-sea mining sent a statement saying US policy determines how it reviews mining applications in international waters. It is also working on streamlining its process.
Fiji is facing a kava shortage caused by both disease infecting crops and an increase in overseas demand. Anuka Dial sells kava at the municipal markets in Suva and exports it around the world. He says the price of local kava has doubled and he's now ordering a new container each month from Papua New Guinea, where he used to buy only one a year. Caleb Fotheringham spoke with him.
The shortage actually is the growers, and there's a one sort of variety got infected, and our export is high too. All the new markets are opening for export, and the Australian market will open, and even kava started going to China. They started making bills. Talks are ongoing for Germany.
So the global demand for kava is really increasing.
Yeah, of course.
So are you looking for other markets to buy the kava now?
Yes, of course. Like we used to buy from PNG and Vanuatu, but small quantity before. But now we have increased the imports, and not only me, but other import like exporters are also keen to import from Vanuatu and PNG.
How much are you importing from Vanuatu and PNG?
I'm not importing any from Vanuatu, but from PNG I used to have 1 or 2 container a year, but now I'm ordering per every month, but there's not sufficient, supply even in PNG.
How do your customers like the PNG kava?
For locally, we don't blend the Vanuatu and PNG, but for only export market because people need more stronger kava in overseas like US and other countries like Wallis Futuna, Kiribati.
And because of the shortage of the local kava, has that meant the prices have gone up?
Yes, of course, the prices have really gone up. And before we used to buy kava $55, $60 kg, but now we are buying at $120 kilo.
Have you had consumers come to you and complain about the price of kava?
Actually, they don't. Like people, they know. They are very much aware that the price have went up.
Do you think PNG could become a major kava grower and a major kava exporter?
PNG, no. You have to blend with the local one.
When you say you have to blend it with the local one, is that because of the flavour?
Yes, of course, flavor meaning the taste, When you straight drink PNG, it's hard, People will not like it. Even the color, when you mix, people will say no to that, But when you blend local one with that, you have to have a certain ratio. Then people love that taste, Because people they want in whiter color, creamy color kava.
Is it just too harsh by itself?
Mm-hmm. It's different color, totally different color. The PNG kava, when you pound, it's like a turmeric color, bit yellowish.
Pacific leaders are considering New Zealand's responsibility in helping support their people returning home after working under the recognised seasonal employer scheme. Hundreds gathered in Wellington for the RNZ conference to explore the changing dynamics of the 18-year-old labour mobility scheme. Officials are considering what's driving slowing demand for the scheme as arrival numbers plateau after a post-COVID surge. Monique Steele reports.
The number of migrant workers coming to Aotearoa under the RNZ scheme are the highest they've ever been, but are dropping. RNZ workers make up about 16% of New Zealand's horticultural workforce, with locals filling about 3/4 of the 73,000-strong labour pool. Last year, the coalition government tweaked the scheme's policy settings, including enforcing a 20,000 cap and wage changes, while establishing new pathways for entry and promising further policy review. The Fijian government's Employment, Productivity and Workplace Relations Secretary, Chone Maritino Nemani, told the event the impact of the scheme has been transformative. However, he says recent policy changes, including accommodation increases and minimum wage requirements, threaten the programme's productivity, continuity and worker satisfaction.
Our objective extends beyond increasing work numbers. We seek to develop a program model that delivers optimal outcomes for workers, families, employers and communities. We have the infrastructure and workforce to expand participation responsibly. But addressing accommodation constraints, worker welfare concerns, and reintegration opportunities requires coordinated efforts. These initiatives requires New Zealand partnership, program design expertise, potential co-funding arrangements, and recognition of mutual long-term benefits.
Reintegration back home is also a concern for Vanuatu's Labour Commissioner, Muriel Maltenovan, who says the government is working on support programs for Ni Vanuatu.
To reintegration where returnees attain economic self-sufficiency and psychosocial well-being. This strategy also aims to maximize the economic gains, foster community connection, and ensure productive investment of remittances and skills transfer, thereby enhancing the overall well-being and productivity of returning migrant workers, but also our palm workers, to optimize choice and contributing to the sustainable development of Vanuatu.
Around 17,000 RNZ workers came to New Zealand to work in sectors like horticulture and viticulture after borders opened in 2022-23, with many more Kiribati workers coming and fewer from larger markets Vanuatu, Samoa and Tonga. Development Policy Centre's research fellow Dr. Charlotte Bedford says there's an equilibrium being reached after the recruitment surge post-COVID.
We're not seeing endless pressure on the cap for more growth, but a range of factors are contributing to slowing demand. Rising unemployment means there are more New Zealanders available for seasonal work. The costs of RSE participation for employers are a significant constraint.
Dr. Bedford says Immigration Minister Erica Stanford confirmed in a closed session on Tuesday that an RSE policy review has been pushed into next year.
This means that not only have some of the sensible policy recommendations, for example around streamlining RSE processes, not been implemented, but employers face ongoing uncertainty regarding how the scheme's policy and operational parameters might change in the future.
The Immigration Minister's office has been approached for comment about the review. Numbers are trending down for Australia too, under its Pacific Australia Labour Mobility or PALM scheme, where agriculture worker numbers peaked at 22,000 in late 2022, down to 17,200 in June.
That's Pacific Waves for today. For all episodes, head over to rnz.co.nz/Pacific. We're also on Spotify, Apple and iHeartRadio. From myself and the RNZ Pacific team, tō whā, soifua.